Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Bang this workout before the weekend starts. Hey, Cappy, I'm a big fan of your work, having read Bachelor Pad Economics and Enjoy the Decline. I realize that hard work and morality doesn't get you very far. Coming from a poor background in a bad neighborhood and getting screwed by the close ones, I did the hard maths, kick ass, and got good grades, which paid off as I got into the top university in my country. In preparing for university, I was working and making my own money without the assistance of the taxpayers, since I don't want to be like my older brother majoring in communications, getting $300 a fortnight for the government. You know you're from Australia when you say that fortnight thing. Australia, we used to be cool, but now we're such pussies. We pay our fucking young ones to study. However, after talking to people I know from high school, meeting a lot of people from university, I found that a lot of my peers are bludgeoning off the tax system. An Afghan student and a lot of the hipsters, emos, and basically losers from my high school, which are nearly all of them, are receiving government funding of $300 per fortnight. And what pisses me off the most is that all of them felt entitled to the money. Well, yeah, you guys are fucking... You're from the pussy generation. You're not a pussy, but pretty much all the millennial generations, both Australian and American, are. This got my blood pressure boiling after reading your books. I finally said, fuck it, I'm going to collect as much money from the taxpayers as possible. I couldn't care less what others think, since unlike others, I'm honest, and I admit that, yeah, I'm a lazy fuck. My dad totally disapproves of me getting funding from the government. Well, then why'd he do such a shitty job in providing for you? Why were you brought up so poor? But funny enough, he's okay about my brother getting it since he's studying communications and not going to get a job. Oh, Jesus Christ, fuck your dad then. If this is... No wonder you came from a poor background. I'm sorry, I am besmirching your father. This guy is not consistent, and he obviously failed as a father, at least in one capacity. After that, the tax office examined that I'm from a very disadvantaged background, decided to give me, guess what, $600 per fortnight for plainly doing nothing, and that if I do continue to work, then my funding would go down. So basically, I'm being paid not to work, and that actually working makes me a loss, which I find so funny, in which obviously I decided that the cost-benefit of working while at university is not worth it, and decided to spend my free time enjoying life and start my own little business on the side for fun. There you go. Even though I'm not very good, I'm not on a very good path. He is on a very good path. My only concern so far is that all the HRs I've spoken to are all very anal about the fact I'm not working during at university, and I've been rejected 100% of the time for accounting internships positions because of that. Wait a minute, you are working and then you're still getting rejected? Were you or were you not working? Because you just said you were working and now you're getting rejected. Okay, what that tells me is these HR cunts don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And they never do. An HR cunt is an HR cunt, whether on this side of this hemisphere or that hemisphere, southern or northern. I think you guys are in completely different... Yeah, you're Eastern Hemisphere or Western Hemisphere. They don't know what they're talking about, right, in general. What I would do is go talk to accountants. Say, hey, how important is it for me to be working? Because I mean, seriously, go up to a CPA or whatever the Australian equivalent of a CPA accountant office is. Say, look, I'm majoring in accounting. I want to become an accountant. My studies are killing me. But I'm told that I have to have a job. Do I have to have this job? Is this really necessary? Talk to the accountants. Don't talk to the idiots who aren't accountants, but have a nice set of tits and got hired because of their bazooms. That said, they said that getting high grades, even in top university and doing extracurricular activities, isn't enough, and they expect all candidates to work. Okay, well, that's what they say. So what do you think about my plan to lie my ass off in interviews? I do work part-time in some shitty retail store while at university, or maybe even adding a few more lies like I volunteer for such an organization. Well, the retail store you can't get away with because they could confirm that. So I would almost see if you have a buddy that has a company, or you and your buddies go set up a company, set up some website, you don't put your name on it, and you say you've been working for that company this entire time. And, I don't know, you sell trinkets, you sell baubles, something. I know this is basically the only obstacle, since besides that, there's really no reason for me not to get an accounting gig. I know I'm in my first year, I have plenty of time, but this has been bugging me for a while, so it's basically the only thing that's holding me back. Okay. Thank you, really appreciate it. Save a lot of lives. You're awesome. You should be president and king of... No, he didn't write that. He just said to save a lot of lives. All right, here's the deal. I'm not even going to mention your name. Your first year, okay? You got 3 years left. What I would do is, until, your last year, don't bother working. Okay? Collect the fucking money and run. You're not working anymore. You're getting paid that $600 per fortnight, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know if that's a week or what. That's what you're doing, okay? There is no reason. You have to have the self-respect to go and live and get rid of the guilt, man. Get rid of this guilt. It is not your fault. The fucking pussies down in Australia voted this shit in. These are the rules you get to play by. You didn't get to determine the rules. You voted to have the rules be more meritocratic, more honest, more based on accomplishment and mental and worth. But there's just more parasites apparently in that country, and they're going to vote to pay losers. And you know what? Fine. You play by the rules. You've abdicated. You didn't abdicate. You tried to do what was right. It then turned into reality, and now you're going to play by the new reality rules. And so you are scot-free. Any conservative libertarian, anybody who votes the right way, but then lives in a socialist country is a fool for not taking the fucking money and run. Right? And you are completely honest. You have no sins, no blood on your hands. Okay? It's like, okay, these are the rules, fine. So you sleep well at night collecting that $600 per fortnight. But as for the work experience, again, I don't trust HR. I would go right to an accountant. First thing you're going to do on Monday morning, which it could be there already. I don't know how many days or hours you guys are ahead. But first thing you do Monday morning or afternoon is you go down to your local CPA or accountant's office and you say, I want to become an accountant. What's this bullshit about? Don't talk to HR. Do not talk to HR. Talk to a fucking accountant and say, hey, I have some questions. And then they'll give you the straight dope. In the meantime, if they say, yeah, you do have to work, save that for your senior or your fourth or last year, okay? Because the other thing about internships and work experience, it doesn't matter, at least in the United States. Like, I had an internship when I was 18. I've worked in banking since. I've always had an internship. You know what? No one gave a flying fuck about the internships. They just didn't. Especially the ones that were like back when I was a freshman, and here I am 4 years later or 3 years later. So I would not even bother until your last year to go and find an internship. Because it's going to be irrelevant. You're not going to do real work. You're not going to learn anything. Fuck these extracurricular bullshit activities. Go talk to the accountant. I guarantee they're going to say, dude, we'd like to see you work maybe the last semester. We'd like to see really good grades in your top university. And bada boom, bada bing, there you go. Send out your resumes. But this extracurricular bullshit, no, I work for the Save the fucking Somalis that swam across the Indian Ocean fucking club. No, that doesn't, no. So that's what I would do. Talk to the accountants. Collect as much money as you can for these first 3 years, and then worry about working your last year. So anyway, hope that helps out. And then for everybody else, just to let you know, in case the YouTubes, as you know, they're cracking down the social media interwebs. There is a backup video site. I have a backup video on Daily Motion. It's under Aaron Clary. I will also probably be stealing a page from the Book of Sandman. I was listening to an interview between him and Bernard Chapin, and I'll probably be putting these videos also on Facebook and Twitter. So I will be setting up an Asshole Consulting Facebook page, and I think it already exists, and then an Asshole Consulting Twitter account. And so I'll be, just to diversify and make sure that if all of a sudden my free speech isn't as free as others, or some people's free speech is more free than others, we have a backup as well. So check out, go ahead and subscribe me over at Daily Motion and just look up Aaron Clary. There's nothing really on there now. This is just a backup in case. And I might throw some originals up there just to kind of spread it around a little bit. But also look for Facebook and Twitter. We'll catch up with you kids later. Toodles.